Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day, students. I am Mr. Oladimeji, the JSS3 mathematics teacher of CTY Model School, Ibadan. I'm here before you once again to take you another class in mathematics. In our previous class, we discussed statistics. Today, we are going to revise another important topic in mathematics, which is factorization. And we are going to focus our attention on the factorization of quadratic expressions. Because from experience, I've noticed that most of the students, they are finding this topic very difficult when it comes to factorization of quadratic expressions. Now, I want you to sit down comfortably and be very attentive as we run through the topic. Factorization. Factorization of quadratic expression. First of all, let us see what is quadratic expression. A quadratic expression is one in which 2 is the highest power of the variables in the expression. When we say variables, the variables in quadratic expression are the unknowns, the alphabet, which can be letter X, letter Y, letter A, or any other letter. So when the highest power of the letter in the expression is 2, then the expression is a quadratic expression. For example, look at the expressions x squared minus 4x minus 12. The highest power of x is 2. In the expression 16 minus a squared, the highest power of a is 2. And in the expression 3x squared plus 17xy plus 10y squared, the highest power of the variables x and y is 2. So all the expressions given, they are quadratic expressions. And we know that x plus 2 into bracket x minus 6, when expanded, will give us x squared minus 4x minus 12. This means that x plus 2 and x minus 6 are the factors of x squared minus 4x minus 12. To factorize quadratic expressions, it is to express it as a product of its factors. Now let us see how we can factorize quadratic expressions. Look at the example 5 given. This is referred to as example 5 because in the previous class we've treated 4 examples. So this one is going to be our 5th example. That is why it is referred to as example 5. Factorize x squared plus 7x plus 10. The problem is to fill the bracket in the statement x squared plus 7x plus 10 is equal to. The best way to factorize is to open the two brackets as it is indicated in the solution. Then, first step, look at the first term in the given expressions x squared. From the work done in expanding brackets, when the first term is x squared, it appears in each bracket. Then x squared plus 7x plus 10, we are going to fill the two brackets with letter X as indicated below. Step 2. Look at the last term given in the given expression. The last term is plus 10. Then we look for the product of the last terms in the two brackets that will give us plus 10, and there are number of pairs of numbers that we have a product of plus 10. These are plus 10 and plus 1, plus 5 and plus 2, minus 10 and minus 1, minus 5 and minus 2. These give 4 possible answers. So let's fill the bracket with the 4 possible answers separately as shown in the solutions. Step 3. Look at the coefficient of the middle term in the given expression, which is plus 7. The sum of the last terms in the two brackets must be plus 7. Adding the numbers pairs in turn, we have plus 10 plus plus 1 is equal to plus 11. Plus 5 plus plus 2 is equal to plus 7. Minus 10 plus minus 1 is equal to minus 10. Minus 5 plus minus 2 is equal to minus 7. Of all these expressions, only B gives plus 7. Thus, the factorization of x squared plus 7x plus 10 is going to be open bracket x plus 5 bracket close, open bracket x plus 2 bracket close. Note, the answer can be checked by expanding the bracket. The order of the bracket is not important. We can write it as x plus 5 into bracket, open another bracket, x plus 2 bracket close. Or we write x plus 2 in the bracket first before we put x plus 5 in the second bracket as indicated. Another area worth of discussion is the factorization of negative numbers. How do we factorize quadratic expressions with negative numbers? Let's do this by example. Factorize the expression c squared minus 3c minus 10. To factorize this, first write down the expression c squared minus 3c minus 10. Remember that to factorize an expression, we need to look for common factor pairs, as explained in the previous example. In this example, we are looking for two numbers that, when we multiply them, the product will be minus 10. And when we add them, the addition will be minus 3. Let's think of all the possible factors of minus 10. We have 1 and minus 10, minus 1 and minus 10, 2 and minus 5, minus 2 and minus 5. Now, the question is, which of these factors pairs can be added to get minus 3? Since all their products will give us minus 10. When we look at them critically, we see that plus 2 and minus 5, their additions will give us minus 3. So the answer we are looking for is c squared minus 3c minus 10 is going to be equal to bracket open c plus 2 bracket close, another bracket open c minus 5 bracket close. Let's move to another important aspect of factorizing quadratic expressions, and that is factorizing the difference of two squares. Some quadratic expressions have only a term in x squared and a number such as x squared minus 25. These quadratic expressions have no x term. Using our method to factorize quadratic expressions means we look for two numbers that multiply to make minus 25 and add to make 0. Since there is no term in x, it means that the coefficient of x is 0. So the only factor pair that satisfy these conditions are 5 and minus 5. So the factors of x squared minus 25 is going to be bracket open x plus 5 bracket close, another bracket open x minus 5 bracket close. Note, not all quadratic expressions without an x term can be factorized. You have to be careful. Let's look at examples of factorization of difference of two squares. Example 1. Factorize x squared minus 4. Since the value begins with x squared, you can open two brackets, put x in the first and put x in the second. Then the next question now is, what will be the two numbers that you will multiply to give you minus 4 and add to give you 0? Looking at these two factors critically, we will see that the two numbers we are looking for are plus 2 and minus 2. The product of plus 2 and minus 2 will give us minus 4, and the sum will give us 0. Therefore, x squared minus 4 can be factorized as x plus 2 bracket x minus 2. Example 2. X squared minus 81 is also a difference of two squares. Open two brackets in front of the expression. Put x in the first bracket, put x in the second bracket. Then look at the constant you have, minus 81. What are the two numbers to be multiplied that will give us minus 81? And when we add the two numbers, we are going to get 0. The two numbers we are looking for are plus 9 and minus 9. And feed the two brackets with plus 9 and minus 9 in the second bracket. The order is not important. You can put plus 9 before minus 9 or minus 9 before plus 9. Then example 3. X squared minus 9 is equal to x plus 3 into x minus 3. How come this is so? X squared minus 9 is also the difference of two squares. So open the two brackets, put x in the first bracket, put x in the second bracket. Then your constant here is minus 9. Look for the two numbers that when you multiply, you get minus 9, but when you add, you get 0. The two numbers we are looking for is plus 3 and minus 3. Then feed the two brackets with plus 3 and minus 3. And this solves the question. Note, you can always check your answer by expanding your factors to see whether you will get the question given to you. That is how to be sure that you are correct. and this has to be done in a rough sheet of paper. Thank you. The following questions will be posted on your school portal for practice. The students should please try their hands on the questions and see how well they've understood the topic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thanks once again for your time. I wish you best of luck. Thank you.